A shaky sign left your lips as you got off the bed while a tear rolled down your cheeks. Entering the bathroom, you shut the door behind and prepared yourself a bath. Your finger loosened around a thin sheet you were holding to cover yourself and stare at your reflection in the mirror. A bitter chuckle left your lips after seeing the hickeys on your body, sucking your mind off the mixed thought. You take a bath to calm yourself. Wearing a bathrobe, you walk out the bathroom only to hear your steps in Jungkook on the bed, only his trouser. I thought we would part together, he said with a small pout before sitting straight. You blinked a couple of times, contemplating whether he is real or your brain is playing games with you. Yuna, he called out softly after noticing you are not moving an inch but staring at him instead with wide eyes. Why are you so shocked? You have seen me naked many times, but still I'm wearing pants. He chuckled. You didn't leave, you asked, perplexed, his brown frown at your words. Why would I? He questioned. Were not you supposed to leave me heartbroken? I knew in the moment you kissed me, then you. How? Why? You were so confused, a part of you felt relieved seeing him here, but still those questions won't leave your mind. You knew? Then why wouldn't you stop me? He asked hesitantly yet curiously. Why would you let him do it when you were aware of his intentions? Because I love you, I want you to believe me. I never intend to play with your feelings. He stared down at his lap before having out a sign. I'm sorry, he whispered, still not looking up, feeling ashamed to start this all with a very bad intention. I was so hurt thinking you betrayed me that led me into doing something which was break your heart, but I could not. I tired my heart. You won't let me. I really sorry, but whatever happened last night was something I want to cherish forever. It was not an act to hurt you. I love you, Yuna, and I can't erase this feeling. I might go insane if you are not with me. You walked toward him and lifted his chin up to make him look at you. He looked away before wiping his tears, but they won't stop. Your eyes softened at his state. Are you still upset with me about the contract thing? You asked. He held your hand with both hands before shaking his head as no. I'm not. I'm sorry for insulting you. I was being insensitive to think about it from your perspective. You were right. We both married for our benefit, but we fell for each other, and I want to keep that in the past and focus on our present and future, he said, sniffling. Are you sure? He nodded instantly, making you smile. I love you too, you said before hugging him tightly. You both stayed in each other's arms for a while until you heard him mumble. We were supposed to bat together, you giggled before hitting his arm playfully. You are bad. He huffed at your response. Forget it, but give me my morning as he pulled you on his lap and caressed your cheeks. Sure. You pressed your lips against his, making him smirk into the kiss before he flipped you and hovered over you. We are definitely going to bath together. He grinned as his hand slid under the bathrobe to your thighs. No, I'm still sore. You argued before pushing him away. He whined before attaching his lips with yours. By the way, why are you not in a bed when I woke up? You asked. I was cooking breakfast. Your mouth formed an O shape and you mentally facepalm yourself up, almost crying, thinking he left. Okay, let's go, I'm starving. You tried to pull away from him, but he locked you in his arm. Please stay for a while, he murmured softly while giving you a puppy eye. And how could you say no? Jungkook, I want to tell you something, you said while approaching the dining area. Let's eat first, then we will talk. You nodded after he picked your lips and sat next to you. You could have told maids to cook. You take a bite of a pancake, making him look at you with a curious look. Why, is it not good? He asked, staring at you with his doe eyes, making you awe. It's delicious. I asked only because you don't know how to cook, so it must have been a hard task for you. Come on, I can do that for my wife. He smiled proudly. I appreciated it. You giggled. So, what do you want to tell me? He asked after you both get comfortable on the couch. It is related to me, and I hope you would accept it, you said nervously. He placed his hand over yours before giving you a warm smile. What is it? He asked, and you took a deep breath, preparing yourself to tell him something which might break your relationship, but you have almost trust in him that gave you courage. He will understand, you told yourself. I have a Mom, your head snapped toward the owner of a soft voice which made your eyes widen in a shock. Son, how did you come here? You asked soft before walking toward the 8-year-old who stood next to the maid with his bag. Mom, I missed you so much. He hugged you tightly. Yuna, you have a son, Yanku asked in a disbelief. Your head shot up into his direction to meet his curious eyes, yet you could see the tint of pain and fear behind them. Mom, who is he and why did you move from the apartment? San asked, still hugging you, his cheek pressed against your chest, making you caress his hair to provide him some comfort. How did you even come here? Were not you supposed to be in the hostel, or did you trick them to run away? You asked in a slight warning tone. I did not trick them, Mom. We were given a month vacation, so I decided to surprise you, and before you get worried, Mr. Min had escorted us to our respective house. You smiled and picked his forehead as he stepped back and looked at Jungkook, and then you. Mrs. Smith told me that you live here now. You sign at his word, knowing he has many questions in his head. Son, meet Jungkook. He is my boyfriend. You nervously smile. Jungkook's jaw dropped after hearing you address him as a boyfriend. Oh, he must be the nice person if you have chosen him after staying single for ages. You slapped his arm playfully before cracking a smile. Son and your relationship is not just like mother and sons, it's more like a very good friend who can share their problem without feeling judged, and you are proud of raising him in a way where he does not have to hide things from you. He don't mind you getting into a relationship because he is mature than his age already to understand things like an adult. You must be tired considering the way you look. Go and fresh, then we will have a lunch together. Okay, you suggested, and tell the maid to escort him into your room, which is not in use since you started sharing the same room with Jungkook. For your kind information, Mrs. Jian, I'm your husband, not boyfriend. Jungkook said before spinning you around to make you face him. I know you are my husband, but I can't just break the news of our marriage to Sun. He would be really sad, and I didn't see the future that we both would fall for each other, so maybe we have to marry again. You laughed nervously, and laughing at the serious situation is the only thing you can't get rid of me. I don't have any problem with marrying again, but would you mind telling me about your son who just popped out of nowhere? Were you married before, or did your boyfriend ditch you? It's kind of explain why you are so venomous toward man. He ranted, making you groan. You placed your palm over his lips to shut him, which worked. Are you not mad at the fact that I have a son and I didn't tell you? You asked. He gently removed your palm from his mouth and placed a kiss on your knuckles before wrapping his arms around your waist. Do I have a right to be mad at you when never had a decent conversation except arguing and teasing? I never tried to get to know you, or nor did you. We both were just looking for our benefits, but now since we are giving this relationship a chance, you did try to tell me about it, didn't you? Isn't that what you were about to tell me after breakfast? You have become smart and understanding. He laughed at your compliment. I'm smart, Yuna. I guess I blocked my brain after going through a heartbreak, but now it is working again. You could not help but laugh. Whoever broke your heart must be really stupid, you said, earning a heavy sign from him. I was not enough for her. He chuckled painfully. Your heart clenched hearing his word. You cupped his cheeks and looked into his eye, making him crack a smile. You are more than enough, and she probably did not realize your worth. Even though you don't know what exactly happened with his past lover, seeing him so down because of a mention explain how much pain he must have gone through. Well, you don't know my worth, and I know yours. He smiled and kissed the corner of your mouth. So, about son, he is not my biological son. Jungkook let out an oh surprised and confused, but still waited for you to continue. He's my sister's son. She died right after giving birth, and her boyfriend, who I thought was son's father, broke the news that he is not the father. This is the reason they broke up. She never told me about it, and I was left with no clue about his biological father. So I raised him instead. Son does not know any of it, and I'm not planning on telling him until he turns 15 or 16, at least to understand the situation better. You said Jungkook held you close to his chest and rubbed your back in a soothing way. You are an angel, Yuna. You laughed so cranky, you mumbles. You never appreciate my compliments. He whines before lifting you off the floor and walk toward the couch. I can walk, Janku. He just grinned, making you smile as well, and sat comfortably on the couch with you still in his arm. Do you want to talk about your past? You asked. I think you deserve to know. I was a nerd back then and somehow friends with popular guy in high school. She used to work in a cafe and from there we started talking. One day I confessed she gladly accepted and I was on a ninth cloud before. But after 2 years I find out she was with me for money. She never loved me but manipulated me into thinking that I don't deserve her. I'm not good enough for her and could never be. It took me 2 years to get out of my head. I was depressed but then started going to club. I might not be a perfect guy, but I'm trying to be a better person for you. You smiled and snugged your face into his chest. I know he lifted your chins up too, but someone footstep caught his attention. He tilted his head toward the direction of the sound and pulled away, realizing it's Son. Son, let's go have lunch. He smiled while you